Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stav.
And I'm Mac.
And today Mac is going to be giving you a Manly Man's gift guide for Christmas. We still have like 2 weeks till Christmas, so if you have some last minute gifts you need to buy for the manly man in your life, he's going to give us some really great suggestions. And this is also day 1 of the 12 days of carry. If you guys have been around my channel for a bit, I've done the 12 days of carry for I think 4 of the last 5 Christmases. I missed 1 year, but I'm doing it again this year, so I'm uploading every day for 12 days. So for day 1, we're gonna be doing the gift guide. I'm gonna hand it over to Mac, and he's gonna give you some really great gift ideas.
All right, guys, so Stav asked me to come up with a list of things essentially that I like that would be good gifts. And I was thinking, I'm gonna hit up, you know, like 2 weeks before Christmas type gifts. No big ticket items, you know, relatively inexpensive things that you might want to get. And I am not a guy that likes to spend a lot of money. I'm frugal. I pay attention to how much money I spend. So value is super important to me. So when I buy something that I didn't spend a lot on, but I really like it, that's the things I'm gonna share with you guys right now. Is not necessarily super expensive things, but things that I just really like, and I think that they're like high value for the dollar that you're spending there. So I'm just gonna jump into it in no particular order. I guess I will just try to get into, I don't know, let's just jump in with like one thing I just got that would be probably a pretty good stocking stuffer. I use a lot of batteries in my life, and what I mean by that is I have 2 boat batteries. Then I have batteries for my 4-wheelers and dirt bikes and all sorts of things. So batteries and maintaining battery life on large, expensive batteries is important. So what I recently got, and I don't remember, I think I might have just got this off Amazon, and we're not affiliated with this company at all. So I just found that this particular battery charger was, I think, only like $20, $25, might have been at Home Depot. Definitely got it online though, but it's a Vector battery charger, and it's about half the cost of all the other battery chargers out there. So I figured, okay, I'll give it a try, and it has worked great. I charged up all my batteries. It basically looks like this when you get it out of the box. It has different settings on it, so you can have different settings. It can plug into multiple areas. You can actually just use clips, or it has rings you can put over your batteries. But it's basically more of a maintainer than a charger, but it does charge. I've tried it just to see if it would charge. So what I did on one of my batteries is it was relatively full. I hadn't used it towards the end of the season, so I just put the maintainer on, and it took like 3 days, so I'd used it a little bit. But in 3 days, it fully charged it, and then it was maintaining it. So I said, okay, that's a long time. So then when I finished fishing with my other battery, I charged it up fully with my normal charger, and then I put it on the maintainer, and within like 20 minutes, it was blinking green that it's being maintained. So about the first of every month throughout the winter, I pull the batteries out of my contraptions that I use, like the 4-wheeler, the boat batteries, the tractor battery, all that stuff, and I just put them on the maintainer and let it flash green for like 24 hours, and then swap it out and do another one. So I'm just maintaining my batteries. I don't leave it on all winter long. I just maintain them around the first of every month, and then I just do that again. So that battery charger is pretty cool, and for the money, it's real cool. So a couple other things. I've been using these recently. It's been deer season. We process deer that we shoot, and then we also process deer that comes via roadkill. One of the unique things is with the dogs, both our dogs eat the raw diet. I have a very good relationship with the animal control officers in my town, and we don't really have a system for getting rid of any roadkill anyways, so a lot of it ends up at my house, and I process it for the dogs. And to tell you the truth, I process a little bit of it. Stav does most of the work. Some of the tools we use for processing deer are these 2 buck knives. These actually were sent to Stav. We did not buy these, and I have no idea what our affiliation is. I'm the guy in this relationship, so I don't know a lot about details, But we got both of these sent to us by Buck, and they have been absolutely fantastic. I will have Stav put the links here in regards to these knives, but they do everything really, really well, and they stay sharp even when we're getting into the bone area. And this is going to sound gross to some of you, but when you're working on animals, you do get bits and pieces of the animal into your knife. So I have a beautiful bone handle skinning knife that I've used for years, but when I use that on a deer, there's sometimes pieces of tissue and blood and everything that gets into the grooves of that grip. The way these grips are set up, like nothing ever gets stuck in them. They're so easy to clean when you're done, and they do a great job. So I don't know what our affiliation is with Buck, if any, but those knives are really good, and I like them a lot. A knife that you cannot get anymore, but another company bought this thing, and like they make one that looks exactly the same as this one, and I'll have Stav add the link right there. But this is for basically opening up your deer so that you don't get into the guts, and it is a fantastic tool. It works great. I would not necessarily say you want to carry all of these knives with you when you go out and you hunt, and if you're going to process a deer or you're going to gut a deer in the woods. But anything you have at home, I'm not carrying these things around. So it does it every single time correctly. I never get into things I shouldn't be getting into, and it works great. This particular knife is one of those, like, this is a stocking stuffer right here. If you don't know what to get and you're just lost, you get these at Walmart, you get these at any particular Bass Pro Shop, I'm sure. It's made by Rapala. It is a 4-inch fillet knife, and it is just these things might be less than $20. I have one and Stav has one. I've processed entire deer with this little knife. It's super lightweight, it's razor sharp, and it's easy to keep razor sharp, and it works great on fish too. Like, it's designed for fish, but it works great on animal. I did my son shot a squirrel. I processed a squirrel for him with this. It's just a super small blade. You can bend it, you can get around things with it. It allows you to do a great job getting a lot of the meat off the bone. And for the money, I don't think you can beat this guy. For the money, it's like $19, $16, and it just works great on all the animals that we process. So fantastic there. Kind of going along with like things that cut. These are a pair of Fiskars, just like, I don't know, handheld pruners. I can't tell you how often that I use these during a hunting season for getting rid of small branches that are around me, that are in my way. Stav actually took these into the woods this morning and cleared out a little area for herself. And we actually use these, again, when you get a roadkill, sometimes things are messier than other times, and we use these to get through the ribs if we ever have to get through the ribs for whatever reason. It goes right through a deer's ribs. It's fantastic. This is a great handheld tool to have in your kit when you're going to be hunting anywhere. They're not very heavy. They're a good piece of gear. I found that Fiskar's products for the money are generally very good. I'm very happy with Fiskar's products. Flashlight that I carry all the time, and I've had this thing for maybe 3 years. It's made by PowerTac, and this is the Valor. It has 4 settings. It has a button right up here. Let's see if I can, right there. That gives it 4 power settings. The low, let me see if I can turn it on. The low is very low. That's actually on. So you can actually use that, and you can go higher, higher, and then like crazy. And it works great on all 4 settings. It is battery operated, not rechargeable. And I have found that if you get good AA batteries, it takes 2 AA's, it lasts a long time, and all 4 settings will work for you. I never use setting 4. That's like crazy bright. I don't need it. So I usually leave it on 2. And then I might kick to 3 if I need just a little bit more power. And I do like to use it on level 1, that super low setting, if I'm skulking around and being sneaky and I just want a little bit of light. But it's very narrow. It carries on my body really good, and it doubles as an impact device if I have to strike someone with it. Not that that's, a primary option. It's definitely not, but if I had to hit someone with something, I like a flashlight that protrudes out of my hand. If the flashlight is smaller than my hand, I'm not as a big fan with it. Plus it has these kind of beveled edges directly for impacting people with, or impacting whatever I need to impact with. So it's a secondary maybe third-dairy, if that's a word, tool for self-defense, but it's an absolutely great light. I use it for hunting. I use it on my camping trips. This is another thing. You never ever think about this until you use it all the time. This whole back area, from here all the way to here, this whole area is rubber. You can't really tell on the camera, but it's rubber. And the reason why that's so good is there's many times you got to stick it in your mouth while you're using both your hands, and having like a nice rubber area rather than biting on the aluminum, it makes a dramatic difference. It's like you don't really notice it till you have it. But I put like a normal flashlight in my mouth the other day and it was like crunching down on aluminum. That's no good. So having that little rubber part right there, it's like fantastic. That light gets used all the time. Love that light. So that's the PowerTac, and I think it's called the Valor. That's a good one. That's what I carry off duty more than anything else. Let's go over, still kind of keeping with the hunting theme. It's still hunting season. This is my rangefinder. It's made by Halo, and I've had it since I think before I met Stav. It is a good piece of gear. However, I recently got Stav this SIG rangefinder, and it is dramatically better than my Halo. And the reason why it's better is they both do the same thing. They both calculate the angles for you, so that gives you what you should be using for pins on your archery gear because you're shooting downhill or whatever. It knows all that. They both do that. They both do great on flat surfaces. They both do great shooting uphill, shooting downhill. The difference is this SIG rangefinder absolutely destroys the Halo in a low light environment. I can see great in low light with this, and I can barely see anything with this. So a lot of times I have to memorize my ranges as it's starting to get just a little bit dark, memorize where trees are and everything, and then this guy just goes in my pocket as I have like a half an hour's worth of light left where I'm hunting. This you can range find all the way until it's dark. It is absolutely better than mine. So Stav gets the good one, I get the bad one. I think that's kind of to me, that should be the theme of a general male-female relationship. Give your wife, give your girlfriend the better piece of gear every time. Give them the better car. Take care of them. That's your job. Sorry if that's too masculine or too much of a political view. For some of you, that's just the way I feel. So she has the better one, but I love it, and I'll steal it every chance she's not going hunting because it's better than mine. Another piece of gear that's come across us recently that we both can't help but fall in love with is the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard. Now we're getting into a bigger ticket item here, but I will say I don't really like small guns. I'm not a small gun fan, just so you know that it is empty. If I think I'm going somewhere and there's even a remote possibility that I believe I might need a firearm, I generally carry a larger firearm. So the Smith & Wesson Shield is more or less my go-to concealed carry firearm on a regular situation. But if I need a little gun or I don't really feel like carrying the Shield, I used to go to the Glock 42, and I still very much like the Glock 42. It is a great little gun because it shoots so well. But what I've found is since this Bodyguard came out, my hands are going to the Bodyguard more often than the Glock 42. For its size, I don't think there's a more capable size and weight handgun out there right now. So if you're looking for a very small, very light handgun that you can put just about anywhere and carry almost whatever your tire limitations are, get your hands on a Bodyguard, shoot one, hold one of your friends. It's fantastic. It's got a 10-round magazine that fits flush, 12-round magazines if you need a little bit of room in your pinky, and it's just Smith & Wesson really crushed this one. They really did a great job on this particular product. I cannot even come up. We had the LCP Max, got rid of it. Glock 42s, they're on their way out because this guy just wins. Right now, it's the winner. I carry it more often than anything else right now in a sticky holster. Now, I am not the sticky holster fan that Stav is. They don't get into my rotation on a normal belt carrier. Stav sticks it right in her belt and she's comfortable with that. I'm not. It doesn't feel right to me. But a nice thing about the sticky holster is it doubles as a very good pocket holster. And that's how I carry this gun. It's in the sticky holster, so I could put it in my pants if I want to. But what I generally do is I just put it right in the pocket. And that sticky holster does a great job. So there's the gun. you can see it, no one would ever notice. When I grab the gun and I draw the gun comes out, the holster stays in, because just like a pocket holster, it has a finish on it that grabs fabric, and you can feel it right away. Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, sticky holster for it. Here's another piece of gear that I carry all the time. I have these for my Glock 42, the Bodyguard, my duty weapon, which is an M&P, the Smith & Wesson Shield. This is my favorite, without question, off-duty or concealed style mag pouch. It's made by a company called Kytex. Once again, no affiliation at all, just great piece of gear, Kytex, and it's just fantastic. Super lightweight, it's just made out of polymer. The mags go right in there, and the reason why I like them so much, I'm just gonna stand up and put it on for you, is it's just super easy to put on. I'm just gonna move this clip, just use my hands, I'm gonna move it away from my body a little bit. You put it on, it's on there. When I need a mag, it's great. And at the end of the day, or when I come home, you just kind of get your finger in there and you rotate it, and it comes right out. If you look at the way the tabs work, you can see this has a tab, this has a tab. That grabs your belt. And it's just it never moves, it's always there, it's never fallen out. It does a great job of carrying my extra mags. And I generally always carry at least one extra mag. So Kytex, that's a going. And you know what? Being I was just showing you that, this belt, another piece of gear that I'm really happy with. It's made by Hank's Belt. We have no affiliation. I don't have a code to give you or anything, but Hank's Belt. Reason why I like it, supports guns good. It's a great gun belt. But what you'll notice is the first hole starts here, and it just, the whole belt has holes all the way to the buckle. So I don't always carry a tourniquet with me. When you're camping or, you know, working outside or anything, you can use this as a strap, like to carry a bundle of wood or to bundle something together. It always has a hole that's going to fit there. If I had to use some type of tourniquet or a device to slow the bleeding of somebody who needs some assistance and I'm off duty and I don't have my full gear on me, I can use all my strength to latch that in and kind of make a makeshift tourniquet out of that. At least one hell of a pressure dressing. So it's a nice belt. It carries my gear really well. I think they're guaranteed forever, and I just like that. Like, no matter how much weight I gain or lose, by the way, it's always going to fit. And it's like a good piece of gear. It's like a backup piece of gear for all the outdoorsy stuff I have. I always have that generally on my body. I wear that belt more than anything else, and I like having it. It's just a just in case kind of thing. Another really good piece of gear. Still kind of going on the hunting theme, and then I got a couple other things after that. These are Vortex binoculars. They're 10 power by 42, and they were not expensive at all when I bought them. They were low 100s. I probably got them on sale. I'm pretty certain Cabela's and maybe Bass Pro Shop also sell these under their own name. I think they steal them for Vortex, or Vortex designed them for them. But again, for the money, you know, as a Marine, I had Steiners. Those were great. I had a pair of Steiners when I was a detective. Those were great. And these were every bit, like I can't believe how good these binoculars are for how much they cost. They work fantastic. Couldn't be happier with them. So Vortex, way to go on that for, you know, creating a very good product for not that much money. So we have that. Palms. I carry pepper spray on duty because I have to, and then off duty because I want to. So having a different use of force level other than smashing someone with my flashlight, which could be real bad legally, unless there's the right reason for doing it, or shooting someone is a problem. Having pepper spray is a nice in the middle situation. Stav is affiliated with Palm, so she keeps me with a good supply of Palm. But I just got to tell you, I mean, the reason why I like it is not because of what shoots out of it. I truthfully don't know if this is any better or worse than what I carry on duty, which is Saber, because I don't spend a lot of time spraying people or anyone else or myself with pepper spray. So I'm just trusting that the company has made a good product to shoot out of it. I did pepper spray a German Shepherd with this exact, and it did not react immediately. However, when it started to react to it, it was dramatic and was actually, the thing was screaming pretty good. But it was trying to attack, so it basically got the ride that it deserved, unfortunately. The reason why I like this tool so much is because of the container that it's in. It has this fantastic clip that helps you carry it, and I love the device on how it shoots. You slide a thumb under there, or you slide a finger under there, and it shoots right out in the middle. I was a pepper spray instructor for years with police and also with civilians, and the ones that you turn left and right is like this size, that you turn the safety off by turning it to the left and then pushing down. I would watch people miss their intended target all the time, because when they did that motion with their thumb, it would make them turn that spray away from their intended target, and they would spray and they would miss. So I always preferred the spring-loaded top, and that's exactly what I carry on duty as well, so you can get right in there and give it a spray. So I just like it. It's small, it's light, and that clip is just fantastic for if you need to clip it there, or you're going to carry it in any particular way, and that clip just makes your life, it makes you carry it all the time, is really what it does. Just the way that they designed the container is heads and tails above everybody else, in my opinion. So it makes it super easy to carry, and I don't care what the color is. The less noticeable, the better for me. But they make them in a million different colors and different things like that. But once you have one, it'll be your go-to pepper spray, simply because it's just so easy to carry. And it just makes sense. Like, they did a great job making that container. I only hope that the stuff shooting out of it is as good. And I don't know, but I hope it is. This is not necessarily a gift for me, but as kind of a guy with kids and a wife and stuff, I like to have different tools in the house to defend everybody. Gun is not always the best option, and it might not be the best option for you. Me and my family are very gun friendly people. Everybody that knows me knows I'm a gun friendly person. People that are related to me are generally gun friendly people as well, and my closest friends are gun friendly as well. So I don't have really a lot of non-gun friendly people in my life, but you might. And for those people that don't like to train, don't spend a lot of time at the range, don't want to invest in the money and the time and the energy to make that thing like a secondary, just subconscious action that you can just perform and be safe with and be capable with. I like these big home pepper sprays. I like to give these as gifts. I like to have these in the house. We have two in our house, and I just think it's a great tool. So basically, what makes me like this so much is this gigantic button. So if you push that button, it sprays out great. It has a safety pin on it, so all you gotta do is kind of go over the safety pin. You remove that safety pin, you push that button, and off you go. Your pepper spray is coming out in a hurry. That's one reason. The other reason I like this, it's not just because it's huge, so no one will lose it. It's this mounting bracket. This mounting bracket mounts anywhere on the wall, and then you can just basically, if this was on the wall, it locks in, and when you need it, it's that fast to come out. So you can put this in a strategic location in your home, maybe right by the kitchen where people spend a lot of time. Having it, like, for years I had one of these in between my two garage doors, so there was a tool readily available while I was playing with the kids when they were real young. So it's just a fantastic tool. This one is made by Saber Red, and it's the Home Defense Gel. Whether you want the stream spray, the cone spray, the gel spray, that I'm cool with whatever option you like. The pepper gel is a really good option for inside the house. For me, the cone or the stream would be better if you had this in your garage or more outside. The point is, though, it is a very large, very capable amount of pepper spray. It's never going to end up missing. It's never going to be where it's not supposed to be because of that mounting bracket. It's just ready to go, and it's so fast. So it's a fantastic tool. If you're the type of person that cares about safety, you have children you got to keep an eye on. You don't want a gun on your body all the time, but you need a tool in the meantime when you're going to get a firearm, if you ever need to, or you have people in your life and in your world that are not comfortable with that level of force, with that type of tool. This is an excellent substitute. So kind of something I usually get for other people, but I'm aware of it, and I thought I'd tie it in here. Something else that Stav has recently got, and this is full disclosure, Glock sent this to us. I couldn't be happier. This is awesome, but we did not buy this, and I don't even know what affiliation we have with it, but Glock sent this watch. And first off, let me just show you, it came in a Glock case. And everybody that knows me having a Glock watch actually fits pretty well. I'm not much of a jewelry guy, but the Glock case looks like a Glock case. First off, when you open it, it's pretty slick. It's a pretty slick stuff. So this one's heavy. Stav got a watch too, but the band is like, it's metal, but it's pretty slick. I mean, I don't want to wear it too much because I don't want to screw it up, but I really like it. So it's got all sorts of bells and whistles on it that I'm not even smart enough to tell you how to work yet. But I didn't know Glock was in the watch business. I usually don't wear a watch, so it really wasn't something I was looking for. But when we started talking to Glock about their watches and we started going through, it was really hard to pick which one to get. I think I made a good decision. I'm super happy with this one. Stav will connect it so you know which one this is, but way to go Glock. I mean, right off the bat, I can't tell you that it's super durable like a Glock is, or it's gonna last forever like a Glock will, but what I can tell you is, right off the bat, I've had it for about 2 weeks, I like it. So, not too shabby. I don't know who's making that, but they're doing a great job. All right, last thing. Now, these are kind of big ticket items. These might not be gifts, but once again, getting into value. I don't love spending a ton of money. And when I bump into something that's super good as far as its capabilities and short on money, I generally like to tell people about it. So I'm going to show you a rifle that I bought for Stav years ago. And this is just to get the whole thing. This is made by Savage, and it's an Axis. Generally speaking, right around now, Bass Pro Shop has a very good sale on these things. Now, everything about this rifle is stock. This is the scope that came with it, and if you were a legitimate rifle hunter, you would probably think a lot of this is garbage. But what I can tell you is, this rifle is at 100 yards. You will hold groups with hunting ammunition less than an inch every time you go shooting. It is a sub-minute of angle gun at 100 yards with hunting ammo. This Weaver scope is not a good scope, but it's clear. It works. It's a 3 to 9 power scope, and it's clear at 9 and it's clear at 3. Normally, scopes that adjust, you'll lose some clarity, especially a 3 to 9, you'll start to lose clarity after 7. This is clear. It doesn't make sense right now. It's like, everything on this thing works really good. It's a Bass Pro Shop package. I think when I got it, I had some extra Bass Pro Shop cards, and there was a rebate, and it was probably like $300. This one is in 7mm-08 or 7/8 is what most people would call that. And it's shortened version. It's made for youth and for ladies, and we could not be happy. I liked this rifle so much that we took it shooting. I went out shooting with it. I couldn't believe the accuracy that we came back with was just standard range ammo at the time. So I was shocked at how good the rifle was for what it was. So I went and got myself one in 308. I have 308 is a caliber I'm very familiar with. I have plenty of ammo in it, so I went with the 308. They come in a bunch of different calibers for the money. It's the exact same setup with Stavs, except it's made for a full-size person. And we took this to the range and we shot it, and we found the exact same situation to occur. I can fire sub-minute of angle groups with standard hunting ammunition. I think I was using Remington Core-Lock at the time, and I was firing groups less than an inch at 100 yards all the time, every time. So I was just super happy with the value there. I've said many times, I got to get a decent scope for this thing. I got to get a decent scope for it, and I just haven't yet because this is the crapo scope that it came with works fine at this point. So I don't know if it'll hold a 0, but so far it has held a 0. So there you go on that thing. But for the money, what a great rifle. Way to go, Savage. And in that same line, and I think I might even like this one a little bit better. This is a CVA Scout. Don't pick on my scope right now. I had to throw a scope on there. I just got this thing just to get it through the season. But it's a single shot break action, and then you just cock it, and fire it, and then that's it. It's very, very simple to use. You push this here to get the brake action. Again, like low 300s for this thing. This is in 4570, and it is extremely accurate. It carries really well. It's very easy to use. It's very simple. If you have someone in your life that is starting their hunting career and you don't want to invest in thousands of dollars worth of equipment before they get comfortable, both of those rifles, the CVA Scout, comes in a million different calibers, super inexpensive. That'd be a great entry-level rifle for whoever is hunting or in your life. And that Savage Axis is amazingly good as well. It's a bolt action, so it's not a single shot, it's a 4-shot. But for the money, once again, that package that Bass Pro Shop generally has this time of year is just, it's hard to say no to. And you can get it in a million different calibers. If you're buying one for the lady in your life, I recommend 7mm-08 because it gives you a lot of range of what you do. You can do just about anything with that caliber in North America. You know, some of the really large game you might be just barely okay with, but definitely deer and hogs and whatever else you might hunt, mule deer, like, no problem. Okay, so I rambled at you for a little while with all these, my boy's coming to visit me. Come on, pal. Oh, all right, good to see you. Yeah, I know, I left the door open, didn't I? All right. So, some of those things would be good gifts for if you're a little late in the season and don't really know what to get. Some of them might be things you need to plan a little bit more, like firearms and stuff like that, but those are some items. Those are the first things that came to my mind when Stav asked me to do this, so I'd say we're good to go. So, I'm gonna bring you back to Stav now for some closeout, and I'll see you guys in the future. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.
Okay guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna meet you back here for day 2 of the 12 days of carry tomorrow, and I've got some stuff planned. I'll show you how I'm carrying tomorrow, and I'll take you along on my day for the next 12 days. So I hope you stick around and you enjoy the series, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Bye.